What if I told you the next big stock market strategy isn't based on earnings reports, PE ratios, or even innovation? Nope, it's based on something a bit heavier. Meet the Deadlift ETF, an exclusive collection of the world's top-performing companies led by CEOs who bench press more than some people's annual salaries. We're talking Meta, Amazon, Microsoft, Apple, and more. But the real kicker, these companies were picked not just for their business muscle, but for their CEO's actual muscles. So, is a CEO's workout routine the secret sauce to stock performance? Today we're diving into the Deadlift ETF and asking the tough questions. Like, should we start picking stocks based on the size of a CEO's biceps, or maybe even something weirder? Stick around as we explore the ridiculous but surprisingly effective ways this ETF has outperformed the S&P 500 by 40% in the last 4 years. Plus, we'll see how the science of fitness and business success actually stacks up, and throw out some wild ideas for future ETFs that could change the game. Ready to lift? Let's go! Alright, let's back it up for a second. If you're new to investing, an ETF or exchange-traded fund is kinda like ordering a combo meal at your favorite fast food joint. Instead of just picking one stock, like say Apple, you're buying a basket of stocks all in one go. It's like getting a Big Mac, fries, and a drink, but for your portfolio. The first ETF, Spider S&P 500 ETF Trust, SPY, was launched in 1993 by State Street Global Advisors. It was designed to track the S&P 500, offering investors a way to invest in the entire stock market through a single fund. This innovation helped democratize investing. People no longer needed to pick individual stocks or pay for expensive mutual funds. ETFs provided an easy way to invest in a broad range of companies with low fees. ETFs are basically baskets of securities, like stocks, bonds, or commodities, that you can trade on an exchange, just like a stock. They track the performance of an underlying index, like the S&P 500, or a sector, like tech or energy. ETFs come in all shapes and sizes. ETFs track a market index, like the S&P 500 or NASDAQ 100, or specific industry, like healthcare or technology. Others are more thematic, focusing on a niche area, like clean energy, cannabis, or CEO gym habits. ETFs are popular because they offer diversification, liquidity, and low fees. Instead of betting on one stock, you're spreading your risk across a bunch of companies, which makes it easier to build a balanced, resilient portfolio. They're popular because they give you exposure to a whole bunch of companies in one shot. Basically, they help you spread out your risk. So, if one stock tanks, your entire portfolio doesn't go down with it. Simple, right? For most of us who don't have time to read earnings reports and follow stock prices every second, ETFs are a lifesaver. They're like a financial autopilot, low risk, diversified, and easy to manage. But hold up. Who wants boring when you can invest in CEOs who spend more time at the gym than they do on earnings calls? Enter the Deadlift ETF. This fund only picks companies from the S&P 500 where the CEOs are in the 1,000-pound club. That means they can lift some serious weight, and apparently so can their stocks. These aren't just tech titans, they're literal titans of strength. First up, Mark Zuckerberg of Meta. Yeah, Zuck's not just dodging questions from Congress. He's dodging submissions in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. This guy's a cardio king, taking on HIIT workouts, running, and oh yeah, challenging Elon Musk to an MMA fight in the Coliseum. Not a metaphor, that's real. Ancient Rome, baby. I mean, can we get that fight on pay-per-view already? Let's see who wins, the metaverse or Mars. Next, we've got Jeff Bezos. If you thought Amazon Prime was fast, you should see Bezos transform from tech nerd to total gym beast. He's all about heavy deadlifts and bench presses, power moves that rival his business strategy. It's like he's preparing to deadlift a rocket right into space. Blue Origin, anyone? Over at Goldman Sachs, David Solomon, aka DJ D-Sol, is mixing beats and biceps. His routine is an intense blend of weights and cardio, designed to keep up with his double life as a banker by day, DJ by night. You know you're serious about fitness when your playlist can double as your next album. Now let's talk balance, literally. Satya Nadella from Microsoft takes a more zen approach, focusing on yoga and meditation to keep his mind and body in harmony. Flexibility, focus, and calmness. Just what you need when you're running a trillion-dollar company. Namaste, Satya. Then there's Tim Cook, the man who rises before the sun. While the rest of us are hitting snooze, Tim's already crushing a mix of cardio and weights at 5 a.m. His morning routine is just like his approach to running Apple: focused, disciplined, and unstoppable. No wonder the guy's running one of the most valuable companies on earth. And over at BlackRock, we've got Larry Fink, who takes the endurance game seriously. This guy's an endurance training master, mixing and running and cycling to keep up with the trillions, yes, trillions of dollars he oversees. You don't manage the world's largest asset manager without serious stamina. Last but not least, we've got Jensen Huang from NVIDIA, the AI mastermind, who also puts in work on his core and functional fitness. When you're innovating in the world of artificial intelligence, it only makes sense to keep your body as sharp as your mind. Plus, who wouldn't want a workout routine that's as futuristic as their business? So there you have it. The workout routines of some of the most powerful CEOs on the planet. These guys aren't just lifting the stock market, they're literally lifting everything else too. And who knows? Maybe in the next earnings call, we'll see Zuckerberg throwing down in a Brazilian jiu-jitsu match with Elon Musk. Now that might actually move markets. Here's where it gets interesting. It turns out there's actual science linking physical fitness to work performance. Studies show that regular exercise can boost brain function, increase creativity, and help people manage stress better. So when a CEO's squatting 400 pounds, they might just be training for their next board meeting too. The connection between physical fitness and business success isn't just bro science. Several studies and experts back up the idea that staying physically active boosts work performance. Here are a few key takeaways from research and books. The Power of Full Engagement by Jim Loehr and Tony Schwartz explores how managing energy, both mental and physical, is key to peak performance. Loehr and Schwartz argue that regular exercise is essential for maintaining high energy levels and resilience in high-pressure environments like the C-suite. Spark, The Revolutionary New Science of Exercise and the Brain by John J. Rady dives into the neuroscience of exercise, showing how physical activity enhances cognitive function and boosts mental clarity, a must-have for top CEOs making high-stakes decisions. And Peak Performance by Brad Stulberg and Steve Magness outlines how top athletes and executives share common traits, focusing on routines, recovery, and mental stamina. Physical exercise is seen as a core component of sustainable success. Academic studies have shown that regular exercise not only reduces stress, but also enhances problem-solving skills and boosts creativity, qualities that are crucial for high-performing leaders. So the CEOs in the Deadlift ETF might be lifting more than just weights. They could be lifting their companies to new heights. Think about it. If your CEO's grinding out reps in the gym, they might also be grinding out smarter business decisions. Bezos didn't start hitting the gym just for Instagram. He needed the energy to build a space company after Amazon. Turns out, working out isn't just for looking good. It's for performing better at work. So yeah, maybe this ETF isn't as crazy as it sounds. Healthier CEOs could mean healthier profits for your portfolio. Now here's where the Deadlift ETF flips the script. Instead of being weighted by company size like traditional ETFs, this one is equally weighted. In most ETFs, companies like Apple or Amazon take up a huge slice of the pie because they're the biggest. But in the Deadlift ETF, all these gym-loving CEOs get the same share of the pie, no matter how big their company is. This means every company, whether it's Uber or Microsoft, gets equal importance in the fund. Why? It's all about balance. Think of it like working out. You wouldn't only work on your arms and forget about leg day, right? Same deal here. And don't forget, ETFs get rebalanced regularly, which is like adjusting your gym routine so you don't overwork one muscle group. That's why ETFs are solid. They constantly tweak themselves to stay in shape. So why should you care about this ETF or any ETF? Let's be real. Your financial future depends on smart investing. Sure, picking individual stocks can be fun, but for most of us, that's like playing roulette. You could win big or lose everything. ETFs, on the other hand, are the slow and steady approach. They're diversified, balanced, and less stressful. It's like following a fitness plan instead of trying every crash diet that comes along. But let's face it, it's 2024, and people are getting bored with the same old vanilla ETFs. The Deadlift ETF? It's a little spicy. It's like adding protein powder to your portfolio. Who knows, maybe it'll pump up your returns like it's pumping up those CEO biceps. But seriously, if we're picking ETFs based on gym habits, what's next? The CEO Yacht Club ETF? Because everyone knows the size of your yacht correlates with stock performance, right? Or maybe the Women CEO ETF? Because, let's be real, it's 2024. We need more diversity on Wall Street. Why stop there? How about an ETF based on which CEOs had the fewest divorces? Or who's had the most vegan meals per week? I'm just waiting for the penis-length ETF, but don't worry, we'll keep it PG. It's absurd, but that's kind of the point. We can create an ETF for almost anything these days. The real question is, are we focusing on the right things or just coming up with gimmicks to ride the market waves? So, is the Deadlift ETF just a clever marketing stunt? Or is there something to this idea that healthy CEOs lead healthy companies? Will we see more niche ETFs like this in the future? Before you hit the gym or the buy button, let me know what you think in the comments. Is this trend here to stay? Or is it about to crash harder than my last attempt at deadlifting 300 pounds? I'm dying to hear your thoughts. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more knowledge drops. Until next time!